Nigerians in the diaspora who are willing to acquire houses of their own with ease. This sharing news is for you. The Federal Housing Authority, FHA, in partnership with the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, are set to activate diaspora cities across the 36 states and the FCT, Abuja. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, FHA, Honorable Oyetunde Ojo, disclosed this when he received the Chairman CEO, NIDCOM, Honorable Abike Dabiru Erewa, and management of NIDCOM at the FHA headquarters, Abuja. Also within the week, NIDCOM boss received in audience Mr. Sam Adewale, coordinator of Nigerian-Canadian Business Summit, coming up later in the year. That's not all. Mr. Ayo Afolabi of the African Union 6th region visited NIDCOM and spoke to our producer and director, Mr. Gabriel Odu, on the plans for a decade of return this year, making UN's declaration of 10 years of activities dedicated to the historic African diaspora. We also have our complimentary segment of health tips by Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas, AMPA, and our diaspora of the moment. This is your favorite show, The Diaspora. I am Khadija Bomali, your anchor. Please stay. Welcome back. Let's begin with the strategic meeting between the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, and the Federal Housing Authority.
My dear brother, thank you so much. And since you've gone into office, one of the things you've re-echoed on your visit to virtually all states is the need for a diaspora city in every state of Nigeria. So as you've been going around, you've been making a case for diaspora cities, and we're glad that under you, this is coming to fruition, finally. So it's not rhetoric anymore, it is reality. That under your leadership, every state in Nigeria will have a diaspora city, including the Federal Capital Territory, and of course Lagos. And we appreciate their future for this. So we're here this morning to work further with you and talk more about the good news that Nigerians in the diaspora are very excited about, that in every state of Nigeria, and Abuja and Lagos, there will be diaspora cities. It doesn't mean, it's not any kind of segregation, it's just to show that we care about the diaspora. Now, one of the biggest problems of the diaspora is that they send money home to build houses. They want to own their homes in Nigeria, and they get frustrated along the way. So when NIDCOM came on board, we felt one of the things to do was to help solve that problem. So that wherever you are, in the comfort of your homes, in your comfort of wherever you are, but you can own your own homes in Nigeria. So we are a step closer to achieving that now. We thank you, our dear MD, for all you have been doing in that regard. So we'll talk more about that, the modalities, and how we move on. But we'll tell you a bit about our activities. In relationship with your ministry, we have the mortgage scheme, which is being championed by the minister himself. It started when he was MD of Federal Market Bank. So we have the diaspora mortgage scheme, which will take off. I think we have 2 more months for it to take off. So of course we have the diaspora housing scheme under FHA, now under your leadership, which Nigerians in the diaspora can directly own under their land or properties through working with you and the Commission.
In FHA, we have decided to take this as a serious matter. People are getting something wrong. When we came to FHA and they said Diaspora Commission has some hectares of land in Abuja, in Kabuzu. I told them, I said, they are getting something wrong. Is all diasporans, are they from Abuja? Everybody's from different states. Anytime you come from abroad and you land in Lagos or Abuja, the following day you want to go and visit your state and visit your people. So how is it going to be like it's only Abuja and Lagos? No. The Diaspora Commission should have facilities, should have land and housing for all diasporans around the whole federation. because we have Nigerians outside. All Nigerians are outside. You have a lot of Nigerians in UK from Plateau State, a lot of Nigerians from the East. They are in UK, America, Germany, China, and everywhere. So that's why we on our own part said, in our own new plan, as the executive directors and the new management team, we decided to say, no matter how juicy our land, in which most of the governors have compensated us with, we will make sure we accommodate diasporans in our plan. We are going to give you a very sizable hectares of land so that you'll be able to plan all diaspora activities. We will expect somebody coming from UK, America, Germany. He wants to wake up in the morning to play lawn tennis. He wants to be able to walk around. He wants to be able to play basketball, because these are things they are used to in their communities. They don't need to travel from here to Guanipa. Everything in I can talk about United Kingdom, UK, which I stayed for 10 years. Within your short community, you have school, you have hospital, you have GP. GP is the medical, like we call hospitals in Nigeria. You have shops, Safeways, Tesco's. You have everything within that same community. And that's what we are going for.
On October 8, 2024, a Nigerian-Canadian Business Summit will hold in Canada. Mr. Sam Adewale had audience with Mr. Gabriel Odu on the impact of the business summit to the Nigerian economy.
Why did you decide to undertake this? What was the objective behind this business enterprise you have put up for?
Well, the whole thing is that leadership and governance has been promoting businesses trade since for the past, say, 80 years. And what we did that time was just to start organizing conferences. But we look at it that there's more to that. So we decided to create what we called Canada-Nigeria Business Investment, in which we feel that we should be able to do more to Nigeria. In this case, we organized this. We started our first edition in 2019, of which we had a very resounding success, bringing businesses, bringing investors, and people looking for investors. We bring them together under the same roof in Canada, and since then, we have started to do it biannually.
The first one happens in Canada?
Yes, in 2019.
2019. Has it happened in Nigeria before?
It has not happened in Nigeria because the whole intention is that we create the forum for people looking for investors in Nigeria. Come to Canada, get all these investors, and at the same time, open the market for investors in Canada to come and invest in Nigeria.
Oh, okay, it's a two-way thing.
A two-way thing, yes.
What aspect of investment are you driving?
Well, right now we have about 7 sectors. And the first one of them, which is very dear to heart, is the agriculture. Agriculture, which is the agro-allied. So we look at this that Nigeria should be able to do very well in this field. So we were able to talk to some organization who actually have, who are able, more or less like a consultant, that they were able to look at it that they have like over $2 billion that Nigerian can access, especially on agriculture, food security. So this is one thing that we feel Nigeria should benefit from, and that is on the agriculture. We have it again, we are promoting again the ICT, which is very important. Nigeria, there are talents, and these talents, a lot of them are working from here, exporting, they are talents in the world, but we feel there should be more better organized way of doing this so that they be able to create more value for their talents. So it's possible right now, Nigerians will stay in Nigeria and at the same time be working for somebody in America, working for companies in Canada and others. And I will even say this, since we started our organizations, every design in our brochure, every design have been done in Nigeria. Have been done in Nigeria, yeah.
So the investment forum for this year When is it coming up?
The investment for this year is coming up in Toronto on October 8th to 12th, 2024.
So what are we expecting?
Well, one of those things that we'll be expecting are the first thing that I mentioned in the agriculture. We expect a lot of people to actually invest or probably get investors on ICT. Healthcare is there. That's alternative energy.
This forum that is holding in Canada, yes, are you opening up Nigeria with particular interest for diaspora Nigerians in Canada and elsewhere to invest in Nigeria? Because we have been talking about here in the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, we are emphasizing on diaspora direct investment. Diasporans, they are well over with staggering amount of wealth, money, and all that. But they scarcely invest in their own country. So this forum, is it tinkering with that idea to see that you drive investment back home?
Well, the whole exercise is just we are capitalizing on the initiative of the president on the foreign direct investment. People in diaspora, it's not like they are not ready to invest. They are ready to invest, but they all want the environment, the suitable environment, the conditions of investment, so that they know that by the time to invest, that it's a value for their investment.
Let's take a short break. We'll be back.
This walk that you're walking, even though it was known as the point of no return, we see it now as the joy of return.
The spirit of Africa could not be broken by the transatlantic slave trade. You cannot move the spirit. And the divine force, the spirit of Africa, has brought us back today.
Welcome to home.
Welcome back. Now, Mr. Ayo Afolabi-Oke of the African Union 6th region is in Nigeria to drum support for the celebration of 10 years of activities dedicated to the historic African diaspora. Take a listen.
African Union 6th region, global. What does that mean? What do you mean? Because people will want to understand what 6th region, okay, African means.
So the African Union that we know, formerly OAU,
Correct.
right? The 55 member states came together at some point to rename it the African Union. After which Africa was then divided into 5 regions as we know it, i.e. we have ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States, which is headed by our president today. And so in 2012, there was a global diaspora summit, May 12, in Sandton, in Johannesburg. And the African Union leaders came together and said, all of the regions that are currently existing, that we've created, they're focusing only on the continent. So for example, Economic Community of West African States is just looking at West African people within, or states, countries within the West African region.
So how will this region, this region, support effort, collaborate, and cooperate to see that Africa is developed?
Sincerely, I must first commend the chairman and CEO of NIC. I see her as a visionary leader. Being the first organization to be set up in Africa just to look after its own, it's really a commendable effort.
Up next is our complimentary segment of Health Tips by AMPA doctors.
I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about health and wellness. Health and wellness is also performed by identifying and treating disease, but also by promoting health by healthy practices that you can perform on your own as an individual without necessarily going to see your physician. These include, number one, maintaining a healthy weight. A healthy weight, as calculated by your body mass index, is your weight in relation to your height. For instance, somebody who is 6 feet should or could weigh the same as somebody who is 5 feet if that person is overweight. So for every weight, there's an expectation where your weight should be that is a healthy calculated weight. And this is determined by the chart, which also could be determined by an app. A healthy weight is usually a body mass index under 30. Between 26 and 29 is ideal. And as you go further along the chart, you're noted to be overweight, obese, and or at a higher spectrum of abnormal. It's important to be able to maintain your body mass index right at a healthy weight and also not be at a lower weight, which is also not noted to be healthy. To do this, it's important, number two, to maintain a healthy diet. It's important to understand that your diet is made up of different types of food, including carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. And to be able to have a healthy diet, it's important to balance the different kinds of foods in proportion. For instance, don't have a food that is heavy on carbohydrates, such as rice, cassava, yam flour, swallowed food, fufu, semovita. Instead, try and balance that out with a heavier portion of protein, such as fish, beans, lentils, all different kinds of beans, meats, but meat in moderation, because these are less likely to be associated with you gaining weight. Vegetables are also a great source of micronutrients and are very healthy to consume. They contain beta-carotenes and a lot of antioxidants that are healthy. Green leafy vegetables, such as spinach, ugu, broccoli, asparagus, all pumpkin leaves, all sorts of naturally occurring green vegetables are very healthy for one, including also fruits that are very easily available and so wonderfully nutritious and taste very well for people to be able to have these nutrients for a healthy diet. It's important to have portions, so for whatever you eat, do it in moderation, not a large amount of anything, but limiting your intake to be able to control weight gain. The other thing that would be very helpful, in addition to these two things, are being active. Daily exercise has been associated with healthier life outcomes. So be active, choose a sport or a regular activity. For those who may be limited, even walking for 20-30 minutes a day is very helpful to maintain a healthier outlook and lifestyle. Don't sit all day if you have a sitting job. You could get up and walk throughout the day to be able to add to your physical activity, and dedicate at least half an hour each day to be able to be active and maintain an elevated heart rate that would help boost your metabolism. Limiting alcoholic beverages is also very important in being able to maintain a healthy diet and limit the effects of alcohol, which if used excessively could be associated with a milieu of things, including hypertension, liver disease, adverse effects for different conditions, including problems with the heart, liver, cardiovascular disease, and so have you. So it's important that you limit alcohol to at least 1 to 2 drinks a week, or not even, to be able to avoid the effects of an excessive amount of alcohol. Something that is not mentioned often that is very important with health is sleep. It's important for adults to get an adequate amount of sleep. It's often reported by busy individuals to report less than 6 hours of sleep at night. And a lack of sleep has been associated with so many things, including high blood pressure, inability to maintain control of chronic diseases, and even worse, an excessive amount of weight gain, especially amongst the mid-portions.
Now to our diaspora of the moment, with Shaliwa Ajila presenting.
Our diaspora of the moment is Dr. Philip Ozua. Dr. Philip is a pediatrician who is based in New York. He is a Nigerian from Nteje, an industrious town in Oyi, Anambra State. His father was a famous engineer and his mother a school principal. He has more than 20 years experience of practice in this field. He is also the president and CEO of Montefiore Medicine, which is one of the largest healthcare organizations in the United States. He is one of the finest and most recognized medical doctors in the United States of America. Dr. Philip is not just a world-acclaimed medical practitioner. He is a teacher, professor, and a writer of several publications that have helped advance the medical field. Dr. Philip earned his medical degree certification at the University of Ibadan and did his internship at the University of Nigerian Teaching Hospital before proceeding to Southern California for his master's program, after which he got his PhD from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Recently, he was named the Chief Executive Officer of Montefiore Medicine, the umbrella organization for Montefiore Health Systems, and Albert Einstein College of Medicine. He started his new role on the 15th of November 2019, succeeding Stephen M. Seyfire, who retired after 40 years of service to Einstein and Montefiore. Congratulations, Dr. Philip Ozua. We celebrate you as our diaspora of the moment.
It has been worth the while staying all through the show. Join us next week. I remain Khadija Bamali. Stay positive.